Hello everybody, we are at the last day of an incredible week and just an incredible mega camp. And I don't know, Zach, I mean, Aaron, the feeling I'm getting, this was the best one we've ever had. The energy, epic, the passion, where we're headed as a company, Command baby, we're rocking and rolling.
Absolutely.
And we want to have a kind of a fireside conversation on what we're feeling, what we're excited about, and where we're going in the industry, and what this looks like to attract massive market share, and what type of conversations we need to be having. So my name's Tony Brodie. I'm a regional partner for Northern California and in the whole Hawaii region, and we're with some good friends here today.
Absolutely.
Zach?
Yeah, those of you I don't know, Zach Younger. I'm up in Northern California, Hawaii region as a technology instructor for KWU.
Great. And I'm Aaron Kaufman, self-titled KW growth coach / stakeholder evangelist. And what I love about this conversation is we all bring a very unique perspective on this conversation, correct? And so that's why we decided ad hoc at dinner the other night to kind of put this together. And you know, one of the things that I always think about, Tony, and I teach in my class, is a great quote that Linda McKissick has, right? Which she says, you know, at Keller Williams, we're hard to understand from the outside looking in,
Right.
and we're hard to explain from the inside looking out. And you know, I'm a big believer that we're not just the best kept secret in our industry, we're the best kept secret in our own company. And could you imagine what could happen if we got the secret out? Right? And so that's the goal of this video, is that we each bring a different perspective on this, and we're just going to kind of go with the flow here and talk about some concepts that are important to us and see if at the end of this it makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're reinventing in real time.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the
absolutely.
thing I love. That, you know, my big takeaway is we are the number one real estate company in the Triple Crown, and Gary's going, we're reinventing, we're changing everything,
Absolutely.
and we're going to the consumer.
Right, and you know,
with the agent driving that
and you know,
relationship.
exactly. If you want to say something, go for it.
I mean, the future's now.
Yeah.
This is the future.
Absolutely.
Whether we're watching this video 3 months from now, 6 months from now, it is the future at the current moment.
And I think what people need to understand is, you know, everything in this company rises and falls with the who and his why. And you know, there was a funny thing that was a rumor was going around about how Gary's going to take us public, right? That's why he said we were a technology company, Zach. And why did Gary announce to the industry that we were a technology company? You remember what he said?
Yeah, so he didn't do it for the industry. He did
Well,
it
for the
because
valuation either, right? Yeah,
of course
exactly.
not. Gary's made the proclamation that we are a technology company because he knew that we needed to go hire some really
Tech
wicked,
specialists.
smart people.
Right. We don't want to work in a department, right?
We needed to build our own technology. Gary knew that
Exactly.
that was the future, that we needed to actually own our technology
Absolutely.
and protect the agent's data.
Exactly.
And so that's why.
And so look, we're not going to get into what we call tech breath at Keller Williams, but we're going to try to show you how understanding who we are and where we've come from is how that why and the who is going to shape the technology that we're about to deliver to the consumers and for our agents. So I'm going to start off with a very basic concept, and then I just want to talk about maybe more so of where we've come from. All right, and I'm a big fan of Stephen Covey. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm ADD, I didn't finish that book, but I got this concept out of it. So real fast, here's the idea. Stephen Covey wrote this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? I'm sure you guys have read
Absolutely.
that. He talks about there's a natural evolution that very successful people go through from a mindset standpoint to be successful. Here's what Stephen Covey says. He says, everybody starts in a dependent mindset. You're born, you're dependent on your family to take care of you, right? Then a portion of these people, they evolve into an independent mindset, right? I mean, Tony, I'm sure you were, when your father's Mike Brodie, right? This was evolving from dependent to independent was a big step for you, right?
Thanks,
But ultimately, Mike Brodie was my father too. I would want to be dependent as long as I could. But the idea is that the most successful people, the most effective people, they ultimately evolve into an interdependent mindset. Now, I hope everybody that's listening would agree that teamwork, success through others, right? Working through people, more conducive to being successful at a higher level. Do we all agree? Fair enough? Okay, now here's the deal, and the analogy to Keller Williams. You have to know who we were and how it started. Gary was in Austin, Texas. He was running an old-fashioned, traditional, dependent real estate company, right? Had about 100 agents in Austin, Texas, right? And then one day, something happened. The independent model came into Austin, Texas. And what happened, Tony, right?
Well, Gary's 5 of his top 10 agents and his staff.
Exactly.
I literally walked out of the door, and we were talking about this the other night. In addition to what's happening now,
Right.
that's the best thing that's ever happened in the history of Keller Williams.
Absolutely. It forced us to reinvent ourselves. Just like
What was the question he asked? Who do we have to become?
Exactly.
Where absolutely
Yes.
nobody would ever want to leave.
Right, exactly. What did those agents say, Tony? They said, look, we want to have a say in the direction of our company.
Yep.
We want to share in the profits. We want to have a higher commission split. We want better education, better training. Right?
Well, what it was the reason these people left, because at the time we were running old-fashioned real estate splits.
Exactly.
Right?
And so when you have a company that says, look, we'll give you 95, 100%, what happens? All these people that start to realize, wait a second,
Yep.
I'm an independent agent at a dependent company.
Yeah.
Why am I giving up this huge portion of my commission when I can go over here, control my costs, make a higher percentage of my commission, right? And oftentimes in the absence of value,
Yep.
price becomes the conversation, right?
Absolutely.
And so here's the thing about Gary was that he was reading this book at the
Yep.
time this happened, and he said, you know what? The next evolution will ultimately be to an interdependent model. And he said, you know what? I'm going to be the first guy to do it. And Zach, are we a interdependent real estate company?
That is the core.
That is who we are, right? I mean, I'm sorry, listen, did we just make $1 billion? We're making $1 billion investment in technology.
Yeah.
Tony, did our agents have a say in that? All right,
Absolutely.
Right, we built it, right? And we're continuing to evolve it, Zach, right?
By agents, yeah.
By agents, through our agents. Do we have a culture at Keller Williams where agents are vested financially in a common goal?
Absolutely.
Right? That when tough times happen, when natural disasters happen, what do we do as a company?
Yeah.
We rally, right? We rally
Right.
we're not just limited by the four walls of our offices, we're a part of a global
Yep.
real estate company of 180,000 stakeholders who, by the way, are not just vested in the profits of Keller Williams.
Right.
They're vested in the future of our industry that we are now the point on the spear for. And one thing I say in my class, guys, is whether our competition knows it or not, they're a stakeholder in Keller Williams too.
Yeah.
Because we're the only company that's about to lay it on the line for the true real estate professional. Yes?
You know what I love about this is all of our agents, when anything happens,
Yeah.
when everyday situation, we unite.
Exactly.
We rally, right?
Yes.
And sounds familiar.
Yeah.
We are one platform
Absolutely.
as a company.
No question
And
about
I
it.
want you to get through this. I want you to talk about that.
Absolutely.
The consumer, the tech,
No
because that
question,
one
because-
platform is
right, because
you
that's
have
the
to
next
use this to
conversation.
track it
So
down.
a couple things I want to say real
Yeah.
fast, and then I'm
We'll
going to let you
change
get
that.
into that. Here's the deal. A brilliant quote from Gary Keller that I heard about this was Gary said, a real estate agent cannot go from dependent to interdependent without going through independent first.
Yep.
Interdependence is only a decision independent agents can make. And when we see our competition partnering with certain large tech companies, right?
Yep.
And they're so proud of this moment, right?
Yeah.
The reason they don't care, Tony, is they're dependent.
That's right.
They don't care about the true real estate professional who's out there generating business, who's out there, whose databases and relationships are on the line.
Yeah.
So the great thing about Keller Williams is we're not for everybody, and we don't need to be for everybody, right? What we want are people that value what we value. But if you're not ready to be independent, I promise I'm gonna save you the hassle. You're gonna hate our company. Because at Keller Williams, we are built for agents that want to be independent and choose that interdependent and understand that interdependence is a better way to do it. Because Zach and Tony and me, we're not the smartest guys in Keller Williams, are we? What makes us but what makes us smarter is that we're at a company where people are doing amazing things that are willing and have a true incentive to share with us how we do it. Who cares what your commission splits are?
This is fresh. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Why did Gary Keller, when Amazon came to Gary,
Yes, good point.
did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Why did he say, no thank you?
Right.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Amazon came to Gary for the
Yep.
turnkey program that they
Yep.
eventually rolled out with Realogy. And Gary said,
No thanks.
Right.
We're good.
it's not for us.
Exactly.
And then they
It's
tried
not
to buy
Yeah.
Martech, and he goes, we're good.
Yeah, because
Gary says, hey, we already have this, check this
Right.
out. And Amazon was like, we want in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let us invest in your tech.
And that's why I'm saying when we talk about people, I'm a big Simon Sinek fan, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. I think the great thing about KW is our why starts with our who. And I'll just tell you right now, If you think this guy, what did he say the other day? When I wake up, a paranoid Gary, all he thinks about is what can I do? He worries about his agent partners, right?
Yeah.
Josh Team, our new president, right?
Amazing.
He says, you know what? I answered a $1 billionaire. He's a realtor.
Yep.
And I think people in this industry are about to find out there's only one guy that cares and who's ever cared about the real estate professional. That's why he built an interdependent real estate company that's agent-centric. That's why he's investing $1 billion in tech. Now, before I go further here, one thing I want to let you talk. One thing I want to say is this. I believe there's only 3 reasons an agent would leave our company. There's only 3 reasons an agent would leave our company, and here they are. First reason, they were never ready to be independent in the first place. They come here, they don't want to generate their own leads, they're going to hate it because they're a dependent agent, right, Tony? Second reason an agent would leave this company. They never bought into our interdependent value proposition. They never come into the office, they never teach classes, they never share their ideas, they don't participate in Red Day, Mega Relief, they don't donate to KW Cares, they don't download Kelly, right? They keep buying leads from Zillow, right? And they see no value in this because they are an independent agent. But guys, what I teach on is this. The third reason an agent would leave this company is simple. That's if we're not delivering on that. And Tony, what I love about you and your region and your market centers is that we are just a model.
That's right.
Without the right people in place, it does not work, right? It takes a village, right?
Absolutely.
And so the key is this, the conversation of the moment is to build a moat around our consumers, right?
Yep.
So that they'll never want to go do business with Zillow.
Protect them.
Guess
We
what?
have fiduciary responsibility to do
We
that.
better build a moat around our market centers, Zach, because there will be another company that'll give them a better price offer than we will, correct?
Absolutely.
Now, here's where you're about to get onto this, Zach. Somebody asked me in my class the other day, they said, what is the next evolution of this industry? What is the greatest threat to Keller Williams? I'm going to give you the answer to both of those. The next evolution of this industry, Zach, and this is your wheelhouse, is the consumer-centric. So if you think about this, guys, these are brand-centric, right? We were agent-centric.
Yep.
But the next evolution is the consumer-centric model. Agreed? And I love these companies that say, oh, we're Keller Williams, but we got cheaper with a higher upside. Here's the deal. Let me give you a heads up. We're not even the company you're trying to emulate anymore. We're a technology company, and we're going after consumers. So as Gary would say, show me catch-up.
Yep.
Right? And I'll let you get into what that means, but here's the deal. The greatest threat to our company is simple. Is that agents at other companies, and even our own agents, are not going to realize soon enough that who they're in business with matters now more than ever. All right? So understand this. If you're at another company or you're another company, what did Gary say today about Remax and the new platform? Jump into the water, right? We want more of these companies in it, right? So anyways, that's the idea here. I believe there's only 3 kinds of agents and 3 kinds of companies at the end of the day. Dependent, independent, interdependent. The real questions are, do you value what we value, and are we delivering on that value proposition? So that's going to start off, and I would love for you to give your technology spin on that a little bit.
So we said platform, right?
Yeah.
And then you talked about the consumer.
Yeah.
And what we know is that the world is changing. What
Absolutely.
Gary talks about is the 4th Industrial Revolution.
Absolutely.
What we know about the 4th Industrial Revolution is that the consumer is in complete control.
Absolutely.
The consumer has come to expect an experience. Customer service is dead. It's about the experience.
They're not loyal to an agent. They're loyal to their family, right?
So,
And price.
like, name a really massively successful, powerful company right now.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Right in our backyard.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Facebook didn't exist 15 years ago.
Right.
Google didn't exist
Right.
15 years ago. Apple didn't really exist 15
Exactly.
years ago. These companies that are the most powerful companies in our world today are so powerful because they understand the consumer.
Exactly.
They built a platform to create an experience for the consumer.
And they own their data.
And they own their
That's
data.
Exactly. Proprietary. Right?
Yeah.
Right. They built
Yeah,
their
that's
own.
the-
Right. Exactly.
Which is why ultimately we need
Yeah.
a platform, right?
Right.
Just let me do this really quickly.
Sure.
This is the best platform I could possibly explain, and this
Yeah.
might help other people here. What's this?
A phone.
Yeah, that's your
iPhone,
iPhone, right?
right?
Yeah, so this iPhone,
Yeah.
92% of our associates have these devices.
Yep.
Walk into a classroom and say, who has an iPhone? 90% of the
Exactly.
people. You're sitting down with an agent, they have an iPhone. This is their platform, okay? On this platform, we have what?
Apps.
data,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So we have
That's
all
it.
these different apps.
Yep.
And then we have these apps that are like in a specific place of our phone.
Yep.
What are those apps?
Favorites.
Yeah, the ones
Yeah.
we use all the
Absolutely.
time, right? And so let's just say we've got this app. You remember that one? The first app that all of us used on the platform.
Phone. Yeah.
Every single one of us, we got this iPhone, this
Exactly.
platform. We start using this phone app.
Absolutely.
But then all of a sudden we pull out this other app and we start using that.
Email. Yeah. Messaging.
Email, messages, and we start, and by the way, do these things communicate?
Absolutely.
They work
Yes.
hand in hand
Yeah,
with each
talk
other.
to each other. Yep.
Only because they're all living in the same
Exactly,
ecosystem,
exactly.
right? And then all of a sudden we start using another app because we need to be able to go out into the interweb and look up anything, right?
Exactly.
Your web browser, Safari, whatever
Yep.
that is, okay? And then another app because you need to know where you're going, whatever that looks like, mapping,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Now every single one of these apps communicate.
Right. Right.
If they were, let's call it independent of each other,
Sure. Like BlackBerry?
Weird.
Maybe? Yeah.
they won't communicate.
Exactly.
How's that experience?
Right. That's why you don't see a lot of people carrying BlackBerries.
Dysfunctional,
Right.
It's awful.
Right.
ineffective.
Right.
Absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Because you have to basically log into each app as
Yeah.
independently, right?
Yeah.
Like you would do as a real estate agent, right? And different software, right?
Now, did you take a class to learn how to use your iPhone?
No. No.
Do you know anyone that did?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my mother did.
I think
Yeah,
my mom-
like
my
one
mom-
out of
yeah.
100. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
usually they go to a class to actually learn how to use it better.
Yeah.
The way they learned is they got this platform and
Exactly.
they started using this.
Yeah.
And then they started using this. And then they started using this. And then
So
this.
fun, yeah.
And it was progression over time.
Absolutely.
Right? If they started off with this dependent device.
Exactly.
All of a sudden they have these independent apps
Yes.
that are in these
Yes.
Blackberries,
Yes.
the cell phone,
That's a great point.
Blackberry,
Yes, I love it.
the iPhone,
There you go, Zach. Absolutely.
right?
Right. Right.
And so, and then we have this one. What's that?
Facebook. Right.
And we spend like way too much time on
Of
there.
course. You know me, for sure.
And so no one took classes to learn how to use Facebook.
Right.
Facebook's a platform too.
Exactly.
Now, you learn how to do it by starting off by commenting on somebody.
Yes.
And then liking someone's post. And then you send them a message. And then you
Yes.
poke them. And then you're like, well, that's weird. I'm never poking somebody
Oh,
again
yeah.
on Facebook.
Yes.
And
Do people still poke, by the way?
They do. However, this platform allows you to do all these different
Exactly.
things.
And
That's
work-
command.
And work together.
Exactly.
Right, and more of an innovation platform, right? Meaning you build the platform and then you give your people
Yeah.
and other companies innovate on top of it in real time, right? And
you
they
know what I
work
love
together.
about this?
Yeah.
This iPhone was designed to be like our tool in our life.
Yeah, yeah.
Command is the tool to follow the MREA.
Exactly.
It's literally just it's the iPhone for
Right.
your real estate business.
And who's built most of that? Who we built that with?
Our agents.
Right. And who better to know the technology that they need, right? And when
Our
we talk
agents.
about interdependence, right? I mean, this
Yeah.
is the advantage we have, right? I know Remax has launched this platform, but the fact is,
It's built on tech.
it's built on tech. Their agents didn't build it, and as Josh said on the stage the other day, we have more users evolving this
Yeah.
than they even have in their system.
Right.
So when Gary says, "Show me catch up," right?
Yep.
You
Yep.
can never catch us. We were the first to the platform. We had the most data. We have the
If-
most users, and we have
If
the purpose.
And
Yeah.
with the other thing, if the competitor were to try to catch us,
Yes.
it takes 3 to 4 years
Exactly.
to even. That's what Google
Absolutely.
told Gary. It took.
Right.
And guess how long it took Gary?
Exactly.
3 to 4 years.
No question
And
about
we're
it.
here. And we're here.
And totally agree. And Tony, Gary said something, and sometimes when Gary says something, people go, he said on the stage the other day, he said, "I feel sorry for people that are not going to
Yeah.
be in business with us." And
Yeah.
he's not being arrogant. He actually cares about them because he doesn't know where they're going to get enough insight and data
Yep.
in the future to be competitive enough to build a moat around their database. So I would love to hear how you're, because you're the expert on Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh,
I mean, at least you taught me the story, but
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your version of the Robert Kiyosaki.
I'll probably pause at some of these quadrants and
course.
say, Zach, what's your perspective
No,
here?
totally
Take-
agree.
you know,
Love
what
to.
have you seen on the dependent,
Of
independent,
course.
interdependent?
And I probably won't wait for you to pause. I'll probably just interrupt you.
Shocker. Okay, I learned a lot about
Yes,
Eddie
yes,
Eddie
of course.
Ease the other day.
Yes,
That
that's
was
good
fun.
to know.
Okay, so this was I was a 26-year-old team leader, and Gary Keller goes, I want you to read this book.
Yeah.
He goes, it's Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, or some of you may call it Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right.
And he goes, this is the best book you'll ever read before the ones I'm about to write.
Yes.
Right? And I go, I'm all in. So here's what he said. And I reread this about 6 years ago, and I go, gosh darn it, there's a story here.
Absolutely.
How can we convey this into an opportunity for talent to self-discover?
Yes.
Where's their life? And what could it look like if they live over here?
Absolutely.
Right? So in the book, it's basically, I think most of you recognize this, but there's 4 quadrants, there's 4 different ways to earn income or wealth in the world.
Yes.
And what we got on the upper left is employee,
Yep.
right? This is this, right? W-2
Exactly.
type, right?
Exactly.
People, individuals, they work hard, they pay more money, get education,
Yes.
they're trained. Unfortunately, we do a terrible job as a country in education
Yes.
saying this is the path,
Absolutely.
right? Down here we got S stands for
Self-employed, yeah.
self-employed. Upper right, we got B stands for
Business owners.
business owner.
Yeah.
And then down here,
Investor.
we got the investor.
Yep.
So here's what the studies show. And this is fascinating.
Yeah.
And it's roughly anywhere between 95% to 97% of the world,
Yeah.
say 95% of the world, operates as an employee or a self-employed individual.
Yeah.
By the way, Zach, by default, where's the real estate industry?
Yes.
Right there.
Right
Yeah,
here.
independent, right.
NAR. You're an independent contractor,
Exactly.
by default right here.
Yep.
Ironically, so if 95% is over here, what's over here? 5% of the world
Yep.
actually operates as a business owner
Yeah.
or as an investor. But here's what's the fascinating thing. It's not even Pareto's principle of 80-20.
Right, sure.
The 95 who live over here actually only earn 5% of all the income.
Exactly. Right.
Where's the realtor?
Right, exactly.
Right, and the 5% who choose to go over here
Yeah.
actually earn 95% of all the wealth
Absolutely.
in the world.
Absolutely.
So let's walk through this of the history of real estate and some brokerages. And Zach, I want you to be thinking with the tech companies out
Yes.
there, where would you see that as we go through this?
Well, let me say this really quickly.
Yeah.
Employee with technology,
Yeah.
forced to use the technology their company has.
Yes.
Their email,
Okay, oh yeah.
their
Right.
phone,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Exactly.
Got it.
They're forced.
Yeah.
They're in control. They're controlled.
Got
But
it.
that goes back to, and then the employee quadrant is the traditional model of real
Right.
estate, right? The
Right.
Realogies, the
Yeah,
the
that's-
Berkshire Hathaways, the
that-
ERAs, and look, they're all good companies.
Well-
but the point is, they are more of an employer-employee type relationship industry.
Absolutely. What happens, we can name them. Reologies, Coldwell
Yeah,
Banker,
exactly.
620, ERA, Prudential.
Right.
You will
Oh,
do
by
it
the
this
way, coincidentally, they're all publicly traded companies now.
right?
Yeah.
Local boutiques, etc.
Yeah.
So what happens is you have the broker up top,
Yeah.
and you have the agent down here, and they want you to be successful, and they want you to be successful because you feel like you're dependent on who?
Right.
The company.
Because they're designed to protect the franchise holders and the shareholders, right?
Right.
So they spend their money marketing the company to generate leads that the agents can be dependent on.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're in control of your money.
Right.
They're in control of your leads.
Yeah.
And I would also say they're in control of your brand.
And Tony, there's not
This
really,
is
there's
the
not
thing.
really an incentive to get them to think bigger than that because then you lose control of them.
That's right.
Yes.
Also in control of your database.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So this has been going around since the 1920s.
Yes.
This was, Coldwell Banker. That
Sure.
that was the old-fashioned real estate model. Then what happened in the 1980s? There was a company based out of Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
It's a balloon. It's my terrible
Yep.
balloon called Remax. And I look at this, Aaron and Zach, as a landlord-type tenant
Yes.
relationship.
Yep. You pay them an upfront franchise fee.
Yep.
You don't get a lot of training support. But you control your costs and get a higher percentage of commission. Right?
That's right.
Yep.
And at the time, this was attractive to a lot of top producers that says, I'll pay my little monthly fee, or
Exactly.
my monthly fee, good luck, and
Yeah.
go have fun, and go run my business. So that was kind of the hot model, right,
Exactly.
for a while.
Totally.
And then here's what happened. And this was 1983, Gary Keller was actually working as a manager
Yeah.
and as an agent for a local broker, boutique, employer type model.
Yes.
Right?
The independent model
Yep.
came in, right? The
And he got a disagreement with him on how the company should be run.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know what? In my experience, as an agent and as a leader for this company in the industry, is that the buyers and sellers don't give a flip
Right.
who I work for.
Exactly.
they give a flip about me.
Exactly. Yeah.
People do business with people.
People do business with people in the agent. By the way, NAR shows that study every single year.
98%.
Yeah, it has not changed. So he got partnered with Joe Williams and he said, what would it look like if we created a model or a company where we make all our decisions that the agent's the brand?
Right, exactly.
And we stand behind the agent instead of in front of them.
Right, give them what they want.
Give
They'll
them
grow
what
our
they
company
want.
for us, right?
So in 1983, Gary Keller and Joe Williams partnered and started Keller Williams in Austin, Texas.
Yep.
And from 83 to 1987, they built the largest real estate company in agent count.
Yep.
And then they also built the largest real estate company in sales volume.
Yep.
They were number one in market share. But at the time, they were running old-fashioned real estate splits.
Yeah.
So who came in?
Remax.
This is the Remax. Came with
Right.
5 of his top 10 agents. He woke up and then he goes, again, I'll say it's the best thing that's ever happened to the company in this, the tech stuff going on. He goes, who do we have to become? What has to happen where absolutely nobody would ever want to leave?
Right, exactly.
Got in a room, came up with this, and got collaboration with his top people. And here's the first thing they said. Gary, what would it look like as we grow our business every year? We pay a cap into the market center.
Yep.
So we coach and train, we get in, then we get to keep 100% of our commissions.
Yep.
Right there alone, Zach, with Keller Williams to be helping our agents become business owners. Here's why. Because if you're going to keep more of your money, who are you going to turn around and brand?
Right, exactly.
Yourself, right? Who do buyers and sellers work with?
Exactly.
The agent. So now, okay, the second thing is if you're going to turn around and brand yourself, the second is you also have more financial freedom to hire what? Your first assistant, your admin, okay? The second thing is that we feel we can help you grow faster than you yourself.
Right.
And so they created, actually I'll do a profit share. Number 2 is what would it look like if you'd be willing to share roughly 48% of your profits every single month back to us if we can help.
Well, Tony, that's
grow
how
the
you
company.
build the interdependent value proposition.
That's right.
Your agents are vested in the profitability of the company.
Yep.
Whereas, let's say, when we used to be a revenue sharing company, it was rewarding the wrong behavior, which has an effect on culture. When it's tied to profit share, agents are vested in their fellow agents' success and the future of the company, and they buy into culture more than likely more than at a dependent or independent model.
And that's building a business.
Well, exactly.
Love it.
Exactly. So
Love
what takes you to what's the
And the third thing, well, here, the profits are, by the way, 1.3 billion
Exactly.
in counting.
Right.
3, if we're going to share profits, we have to have integrity.
Exactly.
We got to open the books
Books.
and the
Yep.
financials. And then the 4th is we make our decisions through our top producers and our leaders, or agent leadership
Absolutely.
council.
Having a say in the
So
technology.
what happened was in '87 they reinvested. Keller Williams started to explode. More regions, got this. I mean, it just started really growing. But what's the one thing I haven't mentioned yet?
Passive income or lever
Or who were really large a company?
Oh, no, exactly.
Training,
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
right? And he wrote a book,
Yeah, MREA.
MRE, leads, listings, leverage,
Right.
and that took us to an all level. But what happens is when we can help and people self-discover to teach our agents to think like a business, act like a business, be
Yes.
a big CEO of your own company through systems and models,
Yeah.
it frees you up financially
Yes.
to go down here where your money works for money
Exactly.
and you're an investor.
I love it.
Can we table this real quick?
No, I'm saying you want to finish it because I know we're running a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to
We'll
pound
come back.
the end of that.
So here's the thing, and to me, the best form of investor is zero risk, zero liability,
Exactly.
and zero management responsibility. Zach, tell me, I'm going to give you an example. Say Dallas Cowboys is your favorite football team, okay?
Yeah.
So Zach, what's your favorite sport? Football?
Yeah.
Your favorite team?
Cowboys,
Yeah, right.
Who's your favorite all-time Dallas Cowboy?
Yes.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah, that's it. Troy
Let's say
Aikman.
Troy Aikman. Awesome. Let me ask you a question, Zach. Did Troy Aikman, throwing football for the Cowboys, did he make more money in salaries and bonuses, or did he make more money in endorsements?
Exactly.
Endorsements, for
Yeah.
example.
How long has it been since Troy Aikman's played football?
Long time.
20 years.
20, yeah.
Does he still make significant amount today?
Yes.
Certain of it.
Where's yours?
Right.
You're the Troy Aikman of your firm.
Exactly.
What would it look like if we can help you and your family discover what over here would excite you? If we can help you be that 5% who earns 95% of
Which
the wealth.
frees you up time to spend time with your family and
That's
do
right.
things you love to do. Right.
So that's, to me, let's be clear, there's two models.
Yeah.
It's companies that want their agents to live over here,
Exactly.
and there's wealth building, growth.
Well, it's abundance
oriented
versus
consumer.
scarcity. Yeah, go ahead.
And a platform.
Right, and a platform.
Give
Exactly.
you
And a
the
platform.
technology on the right-hand
Right.
side to actually build a business.
Okay, that was awesome.
And have passive income.
So real fast, just to finish on a strong note,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that was weak.
No, think about, no, I didn't mean that. I know, you know what I'm saying. I love you, man. Here's the deal. To finish on a powerful note, on a more, on
Having fun.
a, everyone say. Think about this from a leverage standpoint.
Yeah.
Okay? Here's your employee. They are the leverage, right? They are the leverage. Here's your self-employed agent, right? They've created a job, but they still don't have any leverage. Business owner is leveraging people and systems. Investors are leveraging money. Yes?
Yes.
Now think about it this way. Here's your employee / dependent agent / dependent company. Here's your self-employed agent / independent agent / independent company. Right side of this graph is Keller Williams. We want to teach independent agents the benefit of being at an interdependent company, because you got to be ready to be independent before you value interdependence. Once we get you over here, we teach you how to think like a true business owner. We teach you how to lead generate at a high level. We teach you how to brand and market your business. We teach you how to leverage technology. We teach you how to attract talent, so you can leverage yourself out of your business and focus on the things you love to do. And by the way, isn't profit share leveraging money as well? Yes?
Absolutely.
So if you guys want to not have this whole conversation with somebody, you just want to make a point really fast, just ask them, what side of the industry do you want to be on? The 95% that earns 5% of the wealth, or the 5% that earns 95% of the wealth? And I think we can end on that note, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to just say this. I hope this helps
Yeah.
to have conversations and
Yeah.
and just and this is a very open forum
Yeah,
dialogue.
totally
We're all
raw. This
present
is
just
an
to
ad
say,
hoc
hey,
conversation, yes.
What's the opportunity for you
Exactly.
and people you care about?
Yeah.
So thank you all so much.
Yeah, man, this is
This
wonderful.
fun.
This is
All
what
right.
makes this is interdependence at work.
All right.
Love you guys.
Y'all have a great rest
Take
of the
care.
day. Thank you, Cam.
Yeah.
Bye bye.